For the Alliance, the Druid class was exclusive to the Night Elves until the addition of the Worgen in World of Warcraft, Cataclysm. According to the WoW census, the Night Elves are the second most played race in the Alliance, behind humans. Background: for 10,000 years, the immortal Night Elves cultivated a druidic society within the shadowed recesses of Ashenvale Forest. Then the catastrophic invasion of the Burning Legion shattered the tranquility of their ancient civilization. Led by the Archdruid Malphron Stormrage and the High Priestess Tyrant Whisperwind, the mighty Night Elves rose to challenge the demonic onslaught. Aided by the newly arrived orcs and humans, the Night Elves succeeded in halting the Legion's advance and defeating its master, the Demon Lord Archimond. Though victorious, the Night Elves were forced to sacrifice their cherished immortality and watch their beloved forests burn. In the aftermath of the horrific conflict, Malphron and Tyrant helped their people rebuild their shattered villages. Slowly the Night Elves began to adjust to their mortal existence. Such an adjustment was far from easy, and there were many Night Elves who could not adjust to the prospects of aging, disease, and frailty. Seeking to regain their immortality, a number of wayward druids conspired to plant a special tree that would re-establish a link between their spirits and the eternal world. When Malphron heard about this plan, he warned that nature would never bless such a selfish act. Shortly thereafter, Malphron's spirit was somehow lost within the depths of the Emerald Dream. Though his fellow druids attempted to find his wandering spirit, only his body remained sleeping within his barrow den. With Malphron missing, Fundral Staghelm, the leader of those who wished to plant the New World Tree, became the new Archdruid. In no time at all, he and his fellow druids had forged ahead and planted the great tree, Teldrassil, off the stormy coasts of northern Kalimdor. Under their care, the tree sprouted up above the clouds. Among the twilight boughs of the colossal tree, the wondrous city of Darnassus took root. However, the tree was not consecrated with nature's blessing and soon fell prey to the corruption of the Burning Legion. Now the wildlife and even the limbs of Teldrassil itself are tainted by a growing darkness. As one of the few Night Elves still left in the world, it is your sworn duty to defend Darnassus and the wild children of nature against the Legion's encroaching corruption. Starting area intro voiceover from in-game video of Cataclysm Beta. After years of imprisonment within the Emerald Nightmare, Archdruid Malphron Stormrage has finally returned to the mortal world. Reunited with his love, Tyrant Whisperwind, Malphron endeavors now to heal the corrupted world tree, Teldrassil, and rejuvenate the spirit of the Night Elf people. Yet as the cataclysm shakes the bowels of their colossal tree, the Night Elves brace themselves against the coming storm. As war and destruction close in from all sides, it falls to Night Elves like you to stand strong and protect the enduring legacy of your people. This is the pre-cataclysm intro. For 10,000 years the immortal Night Elves cultivated a druidic society within the shadowed recesses of Ashenvale Forest. Yet recently the catastrophic invasion of the Burning Legion shattered the tranquility of their ancient civilization. Led by the Archdruid Malphron Stormrage and the Priestess Tyrant Whisperwind, the mighty Night Elves rose to challenge the demonic onslaught. Though victorious, the Night Elves were forced to sacrifice their cherished immortality and watch their beloved forests burn. Seeking to regain their immortality, a number of wayward druids conspired to plant a special tree that would link their spirits to the eternal world. Despite Malphron's warnings that nature would never bless such a selfish act, the druids planted the great tree Teldrassil, off the stormy coasts of northern Kalimdor. Within the twilight boughs of the colossal tree, the wondrous city of Darnassus took root. However, the great tree was not consecrated with nature's blessing and soon fell prey to the corruption of the Burning Legion. Now, the wildlife and even the limbs of the great tree itself are tainted by a growing darkness. As one of the few Night Elves left in the world, it is your sworn duty to defend Darnassus and the wild children of nature against the Legion's encroaching corruption. Reasons for racial traits: surprises at the heart of Kaldare battle tactics. A typical attack consists of a group of sentinels staying hidden, melding with the shadows around them, making a rapid strike, and then disappearing before the enemy can respond. This elusiveness makes rogues and druids of the claw even more stealthy than their counterparts of other races. When an enemy does strike at a Night Elf, they will find that her natural reflexes and quickness make her difficult to hit. Night Elves live alongside nature rather than pushing it away. This way of life gives them a slight resistance to the elements and to chemical attacks, like poisons. Wisp spirits wander the forests of Kulimdor, and sometimes aid the night elves in construction and gathering. According to legend, these forest lights are the ghosts of dead Kaldore. Classes. Night elves have a long tradition of druids, hunters, priestesses, and warriors. Although not openly acknowledged, night elf rogues have long served in the shadows for both good and ill purposes. Later, as with many races who encountered the scourge, night elves were raised and served the Lich King for long years, until some of the elite warriors in his service became free death knights. Finally, the events of the Shattering have led some night elves to return to the ways of the arcane and reclaim the forbidden powers pursued by the highborn. Reasons for classes. Warrior. For thousands of years, night elves have trained the most courageous elven women to serve their people as elite guards and soldiers, most often called sentinels. However, not all sentinels stick to melee. The favored sentinel weapon of war is a moonglaive. Rogue. Night elves are extremely adapted to shadowy environments with their dexterity and nimbleness. Thus, many night elves favor the path of the rogue, in which they serve as excellent scouts, delving deeper into enemy lines than any other race could ever hope to achieve. Hunter. In addition to their agility, night elves have almost unmatched skill in trekking through their forested lands, and the art of marksmanship. Many of these gifted elves also join the sentinels, serving as the scouting elite and archers during times of war. Mage. Thousands of years ago, when the night elves toyed with the unpredictable and dangerous heights of arcane magic, the night elves had an elite sect of sorcerers known as the Highborn, who were easily some of the most powerful mages in history. After the War of the Ancients, many Highborn were exiled to Kelthalas, but some remained in Dire Maul as servants of the Chandralar. Many of these elves forsook the night and turned to the sun, becoming the Queldore, or High Elves. Recently, after witnessing the cataclysm, some of these powerful beings contacted their kin, the Queldore, Night Elves, and now seek to repair their relationship with their kin by lending their magical prowess and reforging to both the Queldore and the Alliance. Priest. For countless years, the Night Elves have practiced the arts of the priest. As the priestesses of Alunic, it was strictly known that only women could become priests in worship to their deity, the goddess Alunic. Recently, due to the previously male-only druids welcoming women, the sisterhood decided to open their organization to men, as to keep balance. Druid. During the aftermath of the destruction of the Well of Eternity, the Queldore rejected the dangerous secrets of the arcane, and began practicing nature magic, mostly druidism, to protect the world they had almost obliterated, due to Canarius, the demigod of nature, taking on Malfrin's Stormrage as his first mortal apprentice on Azeroth. Then, Malfrin turned to teach his own people the druidic ways, and soon the Queldore became the icon of druidism. Originally, only men could become druids due to the rules of the elves, but recently, due to the waning numbers of druids, after the costly Third War, women were gradually accepted into the Brotherhood of Druids. Death Knight. Like many other heroes of the Alliance and Horde, Night Elven champions were killed by the Scourge during the war in Northrend, and raised into undeath as servants of the Lich King. However, some elves, player-created Death Knights, were among those who were freed from his grasp in Light's Hope Chapel, and became Knights of the Ebon Blade.